Welcome to another episode of Christine Does Christmas, and today I have another friend with me. This is Mieka.
Hello.
Yeah, and Mieka has been making mince pies, and that's what we're doing today, making mince pies, because it's getting close to Christmas. We're making mince pies, and Mieka's been making them for how many years with Tony? 5? 3?
3, 4, 5.
Yeah, something like that. I lose count, I guess. So she's very well versed. So Mieka, what's the first thing that we need to do?
We need to mix lard and some flour.
Lard. Nice. Speak louder so that it gets to the camera, okay? Otherwise, nobody's going to hear you. That'd be a shame. Okay, now. Oh, it's been out of the fridge for a while. Lard. Now, the recipe that we've been using for years, that I taught Tony, who's taught Mieka, because Tony's my son, is the recipe that my mother always made. And we're English. I told you that before, but you may have missed it. From up north, and up north, you make your short crust pastry with lard. And lard, close your ears if you're vegan, is pig fat. Tons and tons of pig fat. Straight pig fat. So while I do that, can you measure the flour into there, do you think?
Yeah, how much do you need?
The flour's right here behind you. Well, let's make sure that this is on 0 first. And there's 250 grams of lard, twice as much flour as there is lard. So 250 times 2, 2 lots of 250.
500.
What a start. 500 grams of plain flour. So measure that out for me and I'll put this up. I'm going to take my rings off. And I have washed mine. So you washed your hands. Do we need to wash hands?
I washed my hands.
Because, yeah, especially in these times, you did wash your hands. Good. You've got a bit to go, yeah? Well, that was a quick break because we decided we both needed to wash our hands again. So here we are, clean-handed. And there's more flour going in there. And while Mieka's doing that, I'm going to empty this lard. That should be a lot harder than it is. But then we'll make the next bit easy. Into the bowl. Okay? I'm scraping it all off there. This smell, because it does smell unusual, lard, is something I associate with Christmas.
You can also breathe through your mouth if you really do not like the smell.
Thank you, Mieka. Are you breathing through your mouth or are you okay with
I
it?
am breathing through my mouth because I absolutely hate the smell.
But it tastes so good. You like Parmesan cheese?
Not straight lard.
Oh God, no, I wouldn't eat that.
No. Here comes my least favourite bit.
Well, it's sort of my favourite, so I'm happy to do this bit if you don't want to do it.
Yes.
Will I do it? So while I'm doing that, and I'll tell you about it in a minute, do you want to put in the fruit mince in there
Oh, yes.
so we can slurp some brandy? I've got whiskey actually. So what I'm going to do now is rub with my fingertips the lard into the flour until it sort of resembles, they say, fine breadcrumb.
Make sure you get all of the filling out of the jar so it's completely empty.
Yes, because we don't want to miss any of the yumminess. And I was going to say, don't make lard, this pastry with soft lard, because it's an unusual texture.
It's always going to be an unusual texture.
It certainly will not be needing much water. Now the next thing is to take some cold water, and this is cold water, and add it to the flour and lard mixture in the bowl until it sort of mixes together in a dough. Now I have now made enough pastry to make at least 2 dozen mince tarts, and the jar of mince meat that we use will go with that to make 2 dozen mince tarts. We're only going to make a dozen today. There, yep.
This is what we're going to be putting them in. We are having 2 of them because why not? It speeds things up.
That's exactly why, Mieka. Here goes a nice overhead shot. Can you pass me the rolling pin, please, Mieka?
This doesn't really look like a rolling pin. It looks like a long jar.
It does look a bit like a long jar. But this rolling pin, have you not seen my rolling pin before?
No.
Guess whose it is? But apart from mine, it's mine now. But I go,
Grandma.
thanks.
I was literally about to guess Grandma, but...
Yeah, so we start to roll it out and we make sure that we've got quite a bit of flour because otherwise the pastry will stick to the rolling pin.
And also roll it super thin.
You don't want it to stick to... Oh, you didn't see that.
You roll it thin, but you don't roll it too thin.
And we don't want it to stick to the bench either.
Don't mind the noises in the background.
I'll put some Christmas music on this bit and they won't hear that. You know, I'm not going to be talking. And then I'm going to go and tell Bob. Here it is. Okay, next step.
My favourite part, cookie cutters.
And these cutters also were my mother's and she brought those out from England with her as well. So we need a big one for the bottom and we do that first.
How many bottoms do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 bottoms.
12 bottoms.
12 tops.
Okay, and I get them as close as you can so that we get them all out in one roll. That's great.
Even the furry friend likes the pastry.
I'm sure the furry friend likes the pastry. I don't think we should feed the furry friend
There was
any.
some on the floor.
Oh dear. Don't eat any more, Phoebe. Phoebe's the furry friend on the floor.
She's a sheepdog.
Being a good canine vacuum cleaner. Now I need to roll out another lot of pastry.
Here you go.
Well, you're dancing, babe.
Dance. Are we done?
Yep. We did all the rest of the second dozen while you weren't watching. Because, you know, you've seen it already. So Mieka's back with making patterns on the top of the mince pies.
Nearly finished.
And I've started the cleanup. And cleanup is prodigious when you're making mince pie, but worth it. Da da da! Second lot ready for the oven. Okay. Have you seen any Christmas movies yet this year?
Yes.
What have you seen?
I have seen Elf.
Oh, an oldie.
I love.
Is he a favourite of yours?
I've seen Prepper Landing. That's
Wait, what?
Prepper Landing. It's a new Christmas movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that one. Yeah, okay. What else?
I also watched. I can't. The Grinch.
Another good one. Favourite. Mind you, a bit of a Zeusical fan.
I love Dr. Seuss too.
I saw a movie, an old movie I had never seen before, which is an unusual thing, called Fred Claus. Have you seen Fred Claus?
No.
Well, I did enjoy it. I said to Tony, no, not Tony, Patrick. No, no. Hold on. Wait. Yeah, I said to Patrick, this movie's silly. And he said, Mum, it's about Santa Claus and elves. What were you expecting? So, have to say, right. And I went to the pictures, Mieka. She's washing her hands very diligently. I went to the pictures and saw a new movie called Happiest Season for adults. So it wasn't silly. It does have adult themes in it about people being gay and having to tell parents and how hard that is and all of that sort of stuff. So it was a very thoughtful movie. My problem with it was that it took, I think it was about 2 hours long, pretty close to, and it took almost that entire 2 hours to set up the last 10 minutes of the movie. That was fabulous. So if you can wait for that long to see a fabulous 10 minutes worth of a good movie, then go and see it. You can't. It's an M rating.
Okay, we're back.
We're back. We are. We've got the first dozen out of the oven and they're looking, I'll pick it up, but very carefully because They are still very hot. But there they are, nice and brown and cooked and yummy. They smell good.
They do smell
They
good.
smell good. They smell right. It's Christmas here at last. Right, so that was the mince pie experiment. When I put them on a plate, I will dust them with icing sugar to make them all pretty like it snowed, because that'd be lovely. And the only thing I've got to do is finish up with the cleaning and then take some pictures. Thank you to Jeannie and Bob in absentia. There's a plane going overhead. Cue Christmas music. Bye, see you next time.